BMRform.com and BMRodds.com, boys. What is going on? Episode number 99. We are one more
Mm.
glorious episode away from episode 100. A little teaser for episode 100, boys. We will be doing it live on Wednesday, March 12th. Time yet to be determined. We originally said we were going to do it in the afternoon. I suggested maybe doing it in the evening. What do you guys think? Let's get some feedback on that. But Donnie, as always, our guests starting off with Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
Yeah, feeling good, man. Hey, by the way, like tomorrow's March. March Madness is going to begin, and also March at the end of the month, actually in the middle of the month, the Dodgers do have a series overseas. But Major League Baseball officially, the starting month is in March coming up. So a lot of good things to look forward to, and this weekend should be a pretty good one. But it's nice. February went really, really fast for me, so love to see that. Let's get to the warmer temperatures.
Yes, it did. It went really, really quick. And Sammy, glad to see you made it this week. Sammy, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Bobby? Yeah, I just came from work. Luckily I live 10 minutes away. I had a customer picking up anywhere between 4 and 4:30. Luckily they came at 4. I was able to bang out the delivery quick. Unfortunately, I fell one short of the big bonus of the month. But, in the old sales world, the month starts tomorrow. Reset, restart, start from 0 and work my way up. But ready to get that going because any bonus money just goes right into the gambling fund. So
awesome.
One income feeds the other income.
By the way, real quick,
right.
real quick on that, Sam. I was in sales for a long time. There is nothing more demoralizing than having a really good month, and then you see that board up there with the marker, and you got to put 1, 2, 3. Oh man, I feel you, man. I feel you on that rat race month to month.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too because for the other guys, maybe they have some carryover deals or maybe they have a used car waiting on a title. So like for some of the guys, they might be hoarding some deals and like they see me at like 0, 1, 2, and they're at like 3 or 4, and then here's me with like a 4-car day, and all of a sudden they're like, "Well, I was beating Sam for a couple days." But
salesman's tough.
Oh yeah, we got the big boards and there's markers and columns and names. And I worked my way from the bottom of the board and now I'm all the way on the top. It's kind of interesting because I'm 34 years old and I'm the longest tenured salesman there. I'm the third oldest guy there. We got 20, 21, 23, 24, 26, 27. It's hard for me to relate to some of these guys. It's weird. But, whatever. At the end of the day, I just sit down, do my job, and I'm good at it. But it's definitely a different a different world in there from when I started.
Exactly right. And Donnie, I've always said it, personally to friends and stuff. You're very you seem well educated. Very smooth talker. As far as the whole gambling world, I think you would make a great salesman. So, what did you used to sell?
10 years I was in the mortgage business right out of college. I got a degree, but the mortgage business in let's just say the turn of into the 2000s was really hot at that time. I had a pretty good hookup and got right in. So with understanding the market board and how competitive it is, and you're only as good as your last month in this business. And hey, Sammy, what's wrong? In the first month, you only got 1 or 2 car sales. I mean, I've been through that entire drag all the way through. But as he pointed out, sends back flashbacks where let's just say you sold 30 or 40 loans that month. The eraser comes up and boy, it's painful when you look at the board on March the 1st. It's like zeros up there. Yesterday just said 37. So I've been there before, but I was in a decade in the mortgage business.
Here you go, Bobby. Introduce Reload, and then I got one for you.
All righty. And last but not least, sitting here, Mr. Reload. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, doing pretty well here. It's starting to warm up a little up here in North Jersey. So been getting out more. Looking forward to the spring fever now with basketball and baseball together coming up, like we said.
Yes.
And as far as sales, I actually was in college. I was the advertising director of the school paper.
Huh.
And that may not sound like much, but we had some pretty big ads come in and we got commissions on them. And I got a lot of fringe benefits out of it too, like free haircuts from a place on the street that advertised with us, and free pizza once in a while from some of the places that advertised. So I had I had a bit of background there with sales. I know what it's like. I was never really gold on anything, but we did have a budget to meet for the paper, and we were a pretty solid as far as all the clubs and everything. We were a profitable club because of the ads, so we got to call our own shots on a lot of things.
Nice. And Sammy, what'd you have for us?
Yeah, well, it's just like all of our jobs. There's more to your job than just the title of your job. So I do more than just sell a car. Selling a car is the easy part of the job. The logistics is the hard part of the job. Like, for example, the car that I just delivered today, like 30 minutes ago, I sold last Saturday. I sold it from another dealership because we didn't have the exact vehicle on the lot. There's all these colors and options and packages. It's impossible to keep it the same way. So on Monday, I was calling dealerships to secure the vehicle. Tuesday, I'm calling my drivers to figure out when they could pick it up. They were able to pick it up on Thursday. They were supposed to be back at 4:00. They had to pick up the vehicle in Long Island. They got stuck in Long Island traffic. They didn't get back till 6:00. The customer wanted to see the vehicle before pickup. So he came in this morning at 7:45 before we even opened up the store. I had to get there early just for him to see the car before he was able to, release the insurance on it, because he wants to see it before spending $50,000. He did his own insurance. He did it wrong. I had to correct the insurance and then wait for them to pick up. So again, this is all normal, and it's just the normal day to day, but there's more to selling a car than just selling a car. There's so much logistics, just like there's more to Donnie doing the radio than just him showing up. He's got to prepare for the show, just like us doing the lobby. We got to prepare for the show with our picks. There's more to everything than just the title of our job. And it's just like some people don't understand that there's more to your job than just the title of your job.
I definitely like how you bring that around full circle, Sam, and I definitely agree with you. There's definitely more to jobs, than meets the eye. But Donnie, let's jump right into it. Pitchers, catchers report. We got MLB coming up. Let's just give a couple here. I want to see. Let's go around the room. Let's start with you, Donnie. Win-loss totals. Let's just list a couple of the top teams. Yankees, they went 94 and 68 last year. They're projected at 92.5. The Guardians, 92 and 69 last year, only predicted at 82.5. The Astros with 88 and 73 out in the West, predicted at 86.5. And then moving over to the NL, the Fighting Phils, 95 and 67, predicted at 90.5 wins. The Brewers at 93 and 69, predicted at only 82.5. And finally, the Dodgers, 98 and 64 last year, predicted at 104.5. Any opinions on those, Donnie?
Yes, I mean, usually for me, I'm not a big futures guy, more of a day-to-day handicapping. That's what I enjoy, and that's what I'm pretty much good at. But at the same time, when you're trying to say, all right, which way are you going to take these? Like, everybody thinks the Dodgers are going to run away with their division, and they might do that. But you're never getting a bonus or a discount on the top teams here. Most people that I know that are very good in futures in Major League Baseball, not necessarily looking at the bottom-level teams, like let's just say the Oakland Athletics, but those middling teams that are in the 70 win range, 75 win range, where you have that leeway where some of those teams will hit 90-plus wins this year or get close to it there and blow those away. So my only goal here is a lot of, like, the Phillies. I love the Phillies. They should have a very good season. But am I going to take them at the top end of it? Not necessarily. So for me, it's more the teams like the Central Division teams, as you pointed out, like the Brewers, or maybe it's the Cubs this year, or maybe it's the Cincinnati Reds. The teams that are in the middle of the pack with a lot of leeway are the ones to go to. If you're out here just saying, like, yeah, the Dodgers are great, I'm going to take them to win the World Series at a plus 200 and over their win total, all it takes is a few injuries or one bad stretch for a team that 100 games. As crazy as that sounds, where the Dodgers should be favored in like 150 out of 162 games, they're probably going to struggle to get to 100 wins here. So the top-end teams, take them lower. The middling teams, they're the teams to go over.
Good advice there, Donnie. Thank you. Sammy, let's jump over to you. Win-losses for the MLB. You like anything?
Yeah, 104. That's got to be, I think, a record for the most over-under preseason. Obviously, a couple teams have won more than 104 games in the regular season, but setting an over-under at 104, that's basically like the NFL reference of setting it at 14 or setting it at 13. Like, yeah, teams can do it, but to say they're going to do that preseason, that's insane. And then if you really look at the Dodgers and their payroll is more than like 15 teams' whole budget. So it's kind of crazy, the separation and the gap. I really think MLB is going to have a problem in a couple of years when they have their arbitrary market, when they have their
CBA
something on there.
Yep.
Yeah, when that's up, I think they're going to have some issues from what I'm reading from some other people with just some of the payroll gaps and problems. And then again, you look at the A's, they get like 1,500 fans a night. They can't even give away free tickets. And then the Dodgers are selling home crowds. So, but they're a championship team. And then you look at the Yankees, 94 wins last year. They're at 92. That's probably a good number. But yeah, just like Donnie, we love talking about it, but it's so hard in other sports to predict season long. Baseball with 162 games has to be the hardest to predict a season long future because a lot of these are based off stars that you have no idea that could randomly just happen, some injury. They're batting, they get hit on the hand, they're out for 6 weeks. Oh my God, Judge is out for 2 months. Well, that's going to bring his WAR down. That's going to bring the season total down just from one guy. So it's probably the hardest sport to predict season long picks.
Not to mention, I know some guys don't want their money tied up for that long.
True.
Yeah. You're talking about a future like Donnie. Am I going to put my money on the Dodgers at
minus 110
for 6 months?
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to put a future out there at minus 110 for 6 months,
20 to 1.
Give me a 20 to 1 for 6 months.
Exactly.
I'm going to put $50 on there. If I'm going to put plus 200 out there for 6 months, you got to be putting thousands of dollars to make it worth it to be out there that long. And I'm not looking to do that.
Exactly. Reload, your thoughts on this.
Yeah, same as you guys said, really. I'm not much into betting baseball futures, but you do have to watch for things. Like usually the totals are juiced up a little high on the win season totals. And all it does take is an injury, something like that. You should also take a look at the schedule the teams have once in a while.
Strength of schedule, yep.
Yeah, the schedule can matter too. A lot of these interleague games and such, are there going to be spots where maybe the team's not going to be up for certain series after maybe a grueling one right before that or something like that. So that's what I just suggest doing. Just look at the whole picture of things. Obviously, I would lean to taking unders instead of overs on everything because of those kinds of factors. I think there's more going against teams making their numbers than hitting them.
Thank you. Definitely understandable. Reload. Appreciate that. Sammy, let's jump over to you for a little tennis talk. What do you got?
Yeah, tennis been doing good. It's almost like based on where they're playing this week, you got daily action because they're starting off in Dubai. Now, granted, today's the semifinals, tomorrow's is the final, so you don't have all day action, 8, 9 matches per tournament. But at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you'd wake up with Dubai action. Then you'd go into the afternoon into Austin, and then you go into Acapulco in Mexico. So, we're in the semifinals. You got Mexico. They're in Acapulco tonight. I got 2 matches. Got Mahak -2 games and Shapovalov, maybe one of the hottest players on tour right now. He's going to be back into the top 30, -2.5 games. And then starting next week, you're in USA. We're starting off in Indian Wells, California for a week-and-a-half Master 1000. It's a joint event, men and women. And then after that event ends, they go right to Miami, Florida for another week-and-a-half Master 1000 tournament. And then we're already talking end of March. We're starting clay court season. So we clay court for a couple months starting in April. So let's take advantage of the hard court finish in USA over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Right now I'm sitting at 152 and 132 plus 12.5 units. I think last week I was flirting like 15, 16. So a little bit of a losing week this week, but still plus 12 units overall. And let's win some money over the next couple of weeks. Love it.
Yep.
Awesome. Sammy, I know you're a huge tennis guy, right outside New York City. You ever been to the U.S. Open up there?
Yeah, I talk about it every year about going down to the U.S. Open down in Flushing Meadow. It's so close. Based off the last time I was like ready to buy the tickets was when Serena Williams announced she was retiring, and then the next fucking hour the ticket prices all skyrocketed.
Of course they did.
Because when it comes to tennis, you don't know. You might know when a player's going to play, especially in a Grand Slam. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday because they get a day off, or it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But you don't know which session they're going to play. Are they going to play the day session or the night session? Are they going to play in match 1 of the night session or match 2 of the night session? So you buy tickets for the session, not necessarily the players who are playing. And with her announcing she was being retired, you didn't know which day and what session they're playing at. So all the tickets went up.
Right.
So yes, I am really trying to get to some live tennis action. It's just the stars haven't aligned yet. This past fall, I went to Charlotte, Carolina, went to see soccer, basketball, and football. So I still yet to see live tennis. It's eventually going to happen maybe this summer.
All righty. Donnie, let's jump over to you for some NBA talk. What do you got tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, NBA is interesting tonight. You got a couple really good games. Maybe the marquee one here is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. Now, again, I do a morning radio show and television show. I'm like, man, you know what? This is interesting line movement. -3.5 is the opening number for the Boston Celtics. It went down to 2.5, which I thought was interesting, and I still like the Boston Celtics at that point. Now you're seeing across the board -1s for the Celtics because in NBA fashion, this morning's starting lineup was full go for the Celtics. Now it's like, okay, is Jaylen Brown going to play? We don't know. Drew Holiday already announced out. Is Kristaps Porzingis going to play tonight? We don't know. So this line movement is telling me strong plays here towards the Cleveland Cavaliers when I really like the Boston Celtics this morning. So for me now, that's a stay away if I was leaning Celtics, and now the line is bad, and who knows who's going to start. But that's an NBA epidemic here. Two other games I do like, though. The Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers won last night. It is a back-to-back, but they are on their home court, so they haven't gone anywhere. But for me, Norman Powell coming back to the Clippers, that's a strong line movement. For a slight favorite to the Lakers, now over to -4 for the Clippers. I'll ride the line movement and take the Clippers in that game. And then the Raptors and the Bulls, big line movement here this morning. Loved it. 235.5, took the under. It's down to 232. I still think that game stays under the total. But with the NBA, it's unlike any other league, man. You handicap in the morning, you just rip it up by 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hey, Bobby, while we're on this, go back to the four of us.
Yes,
hey, Johnny, let's pour one out for Joel Embiid. You know, he's out for the season.
Let's start the new process, man. Let's go. Tank it out. Don't win another game.
You know, it stinks because Joel Embiid, I personally, as a Knicks fan, I actually liked Joel Embiid, and I liked the 76ers when he was starting up. Trust the process. I thought he was a good team player. I thought he was good in the locker room. And when the Knicks got eliminated, I said, you know what? I can root for the 76ers. I kind of like Joel Embiid, and the 76ers haven't won in a while, right? Now I think he's a fucking loser, and I can't stand the guy over the last 5 years. You know, I lost all my respect for him. I lost all my energy, and I lost anything that I thought was positive for him is now negative. I thought they gifted him an MVP award because they didn't want to give it, to Jokic again. Right. So, I'm sure you have strong opinions on him as well, but fuck, man, that guy is such a cancer now to that locker room, and I don't know why any team would want him if he decides to leave Philly. What do you think on that?
When he is healthy and he plays, one of the best in the NBA, but the problem is when he's healthy and when he plays, which I agree with the shutdown. The Sixers are also in an interesting spot this year because they lose their first-round pick if it's 7 or higher, and they're right in that threshold. So they're making the smart decision as an organization to basically tank the way out. They should probably sit Paul George as well and Tyrese Maxey and try to make sure they get in that top 6 to keep that pick and try again next year. The one thing I never understand is NBA players are the most selfish of all. Now, there is LeBron James out there that takes care of his body, plays hard every single night, and is a superstar. But there are guys like Joel Embiid who, for the past couple of years, not in the best shape. And when you need to perform for your team, you don't go to the Olympics when your knee is bulky and play all summer long and show up to camp out of shape already with the knee injury. Like, the season was a disaster from the start. So maybe this just resets and he's okay for next year. But that's a selfish player going, you know what? I want to get an Olympic gold medal, and I already got a big paycheck from the Sixers. We'll see where it lands. He's got like 4 years left and a couple $100 million left on his deal. And we're already at this point now. So it is a tough pill to swallow.
Reload, your thoughts on Embiid shutting it down?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess you could see it coming anyway. But that's how it goes. Like you guys said, I agree here. Yeah.
All righty. Thank you. Sammy, NBA talked for tonight. What do you got in the association?
Yeah, so Donnie said, great card tonight. Knicks play Memphis. Yep. You got Boston and Cleveland. You got Bulls, Toronto. You got the Clippers versus the Lakers. The Lakers are actually pretty exciting right now with Luka. Man, the Dallas must be just shaking their head every time. But now there might be reports that Kevin Durant might get traded in the offseason over there.
Oh, he is.
What happens there. Yeah. But yeah, good card tonight. It's tough to really pull some triggers with some of the line movement, but I do like the Bulls over Toronto at home. I think they get it done. Knicks plus 3.5 versus Memphis. I mean, that's kind of me forcing a Knicks play.
Of course it is.
And then I do like the Lakers. I do like the Lakers over the Clippers tonight to finish off.
All righty. Thank you. Donnie, NBA, what do you got?
No,
I get it. Yeah, we did, man.
Unbelievable.
Down.
You did.
Oh, by the way, Knicks win tonight. Yeah, by the way, Knicks win tonight, Sammy. So there you go. So
Reload. What do you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Donnie talked about the Cavs-Celtics game. I had my eye on that one too. I am going to go with the Celtics despite the possible injuries, the line move. It opened at 3, down to at least 1.5 now. I think it's more about the situation of the game. So the Celtics are off a loss to Detroit, and The Celtics have been pretty strong off losses this year. If you look back the last few times they've lost, they usually come out smoking the next time. And I think everyone's going to step up, even if some of the starters are questionable and all that. Also, the Cavs have been pretty hot. They've won, I think it's been 8 in a row, if I remember right. Yeah, Cavs have won 8 in a row. But guess what? The last team that beat them was the Celtics. So I think you're going to see it happen again tonight. Pretty big game tonight on the home floor. So I'm going to still stick with the Celtics. My other pick tonight, the Atlanta Hawks plus 11 against Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's an interesting one there. So the Hawks are in a slump, but they are 8-5 against the spread this season as a home dog. And the Thunder have been kind of overvalued lately as a big favorite. They've been 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 as a favorite of 9 or more. I do think the Thunder might kind of be looking ahead here a little. They're going to have some bigger Western Conference games coming up next week and the playoffs and everything else after that. So I think they're kind of looking past a game like this a little bit. So I'm going to take the Hawks plus 11 at home there.
All righty, Reload. Thank you. And for our poker fans out there, guys, we're going to be doing something a little bit different next week. I'm going to be running poker on Thursday. I'm going to try to switch it up every week, change the date up, see if we can get some more guys participating. But look out for my thread here, going to be posted shortly for poker. Opening event number 2 will be for next Thursday. But Sammy, let's jump over to you. March Madness is coming up. College basketball conference tournaments a week away. What do you got for us?
Yeah, conference tournament always takes me back to my high school days when I played in the pep band for the Siena Saints, and I got to storm the court. I touched Jay Billis's shoulder, and then we went down to Florida where they lost in the first round. Then we got hired by San Diego State to play their band because they didn't have a band, and they lost in the first round as well. But great story. My face is on a ticket. I know I've posted that a bunch on the forum. So, yeah, March Madness always brings, all those memories from high school, then all my mid-20 memories going down to Vegas, going down to the sports books, and drinking all day. Gambling all day, gambling all night, and then doing that. But conference plays coming up, I think, starting on Sunday, and then your major conferences starting next week. So last couple of days of the regular season, a couple weeks away from March Madness. I'm looking at the big games tomorrow. There's a lot of big games, a couple top 25 matchups. You got Auburn versus Kentucky. You got Texas versus Tennessee versus Alabama. I like Tennessee over Bama, Auburn over Kentucky. You got Florida playing, I think it's A&M tomorrow. So for me, I'm staying at the top 25s. I'm not trying to go with any of the lower conferences. I'm sticking to the power conferences, the top 25 teams, looking at some of those marquee matchups. Maybe that's a square way of looking at things. You're finding the games that are on TV. So, hey, they're on TV. Let me put some action on it. But, that's kind of my mindset when it comes to college basketball. And that's what I'll be looking at tomorrow.
All righty, Sammy. Thank you. Donnie, over to you. To college basketball talk. What do you got coming up?
Oop, you're muted. You're muted.
We're back in. See that? Look at that. People have to get the response back out here. All right. As I was saying, Davidson and VCU tonight. I do have an action play on that. 7-8.5 is a team total for VCU. Much better than Davidson on both offense and defense. And they do play at tempo. The 3-ball should rain tonight from VCU. I look for them to be in the 80s. Play number 2, UCLA Purdue. A Big Ten game tonight, which looks like it's going to be entertaining. That line sits around 5.5, but this morning, 140.5 was the total. I went under. It's now sitting at 138.5. And again, I still like it to go under the 138.5. Tomorrow, there are a lot of big games. I have my eye on Kansas tomorrow at home with a noon tip-off at Fog Allen Fieldhouse. They won their last 2 games. Nice little bounce-back scenario. A good Texas Tech team comes to town who likes to shoot the three-point shot. And lucky for me, Kansas is very good at defending the three-point shot, chasing you off the three-point line, and has Hunter Dickinson in the middle, sort of a rim protector. -3.5 tomorrow. I'll lay it with Kansas at home against Texas Tech.
All righty, Donnie. Thank you. And last but not least, Reload college basketball. What do you got?
Yeah, college hoops. I gave the Friday card tonight a pass, went through the games and was like, wow, you'd have to be a real degenerate for these. So I
degenerate up, man.
I put a big X through Friday, and I took a better look at Saturday. A lot of action there. I actually jotted down 6 plays for Saturday. I'm just going to reel them all off. I'm calling it Reload's Loaded 6 Saturday here.
Nice.
Texas Tech plus 3.5 at Kansas. Pittsburgh plus 11.5 at Louisville. Florida State, big number, plus 24.5 at Duke. The Georgetown Hoyas, plus 5.5 at home against Marquette. The Shaka Smart Kool-Aid game. That's what I'm going to call that one. Just easy winner for Georgetown, I think. Iowa State minus 4.5 against Arizona. My only favorite, Iowa State. And the late game, the late bullet bailout, I guess is what I'll call it. Oregon State plus 11.5 against St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's getting a little overvalued lately. So we're going to take the double digit there.
All righty. Thank you, Reload. And guys, good luck to everybody with all your action this upcoming weekend. Best of luck next weekend since we will not be here. And we will see you guys live for episode 100 on Wednesday, March the 12th.
Good luck.
All right.